So ladies and gentlemen, it has been a few days since we all last checked in on the Snow White controversy and the woke entitled brat, Rachel Zegler, and still at this point we are seeing the drama continue. As we all know, this film did absolutely terrible at the box office. Surprise, surprise, no one ever saw that one coming. Nah, absolutely not. It has been a monumental flop for Disney, all thanks to the feminist direction they took the film in, and also Rachel Zegler. How someone can be allowed to play the main character after trashing everything about the original story is just beyond me. But you would think Disney would just want to put this mess behind them. You know, forget about it. Move on. That would be the best thing for them to do, right? So naturally, they haven't done that. They actually went ahead and did a little re-release of the film and the ticket sales. If I was working over there, I would be embarrassed. So thankfully, I'm not. These ticket sales are an absolute joke. Now, before we get into this news, ladies and gentlemen, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, and let's get into it. Rachel Zegler's Snow White re-release bombs hard. Only 17 tickets sold per theatre. At some point, you just gotta stop trying. Rachel Zegler's Snow White just flopped again, and this time even harder. Disney quietly re-released the controversial live-action film in 1,330 theaters over the weekend for Mother's Day, but the move backfired and only pulled in a laughable 335,000 at the box office. Assuming my math is correct, that breaks down to about 17 tickets sold per theater total, with the average ticket being around $15, which might be generous. The breakdown per theater is actually more embarrassing, and let's get into this. Friday 3 to 4 people, Saturday 8 people, Sunday 5 to 6 people. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's fair of me to say we have never seen this with a Disney film, and I think it just proves how much people dislike Disney, the direction they took the film in, and Rachel Zegler. You know, all jokes aside, to read those numbers out, it just shows how catastrophic it was for Disney to not change anything. They changed nothing. They saw the direction it was heading in and thought, nah, you know what, let's keep it all the same. They could have fired Rachel Zegler. They could have rewritten the story a little bit more so people feel more familiar with it, because seeing what this film was, seeing Rachel Zegler being the lead character, the boss girl, right? People are tired of that. People see this and they're like, man, another film? They need to start reading the room. Those changes would have saved Disney all this controversy. But the $335K also did nothing to move the needle for Snow White's box office. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. It's at almost $86.5 million domestically, with almost $116.4 million foreign gross. The worldwide box office gross is at almost $203 million, which Disney just confirmed is a big bust along with Marvel's Captain America Brave New World. Snow White cost well over $270 million, plus at least a $100 million marketing campaign. Disney only gets half the domestic ticket sales and less than half from the foreign gross. It's looking like at the bare minimum $100 million lost for Disney. Yeah, and that's just the bare minimum. I can guarantee you it is going to get worse. 100%. But losing millions and millions and millions of dollars isn't the only consequence Disney is facing, and I'm sure a lot of you heard about this when the news broke, but because of all of this mess, they actually cancelled another live-action remake. Thank the Lord. Snow White bombed so badly at the box office that Disney put another live-action princess remake on ice. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your big screen dreams. Disney is hitting the pause button on its planned live-action remake of the 2010 animated hit Tangled, following the disastrous box office performance of Snow White, according to multiple reports. The Hollywood Reporter was the first to break the news. Entertainment Weekly and Deadline later confirmed the story. Tangled, a reimagining of the Brothers Grimm fairy tale Rapunzel, had been in active development, with The Greatest Showman director Michael Gracie signed on to helm the film from a script by Jennifer Caton Robinson. Wow, how unfortunate. We're all so deeply upset by this story. Actually, thinking about it now, this could be a really good thing for Disney, because potentially they've just saved themselves losing millions of dollars again, because we all know what they would do. They would change the story to make it another boss girl, another boss girl story. They'd probably race swap a character here or there, and it would be in the garbage like Snow White. I think people are also just tired of the live action thing. People are starting to understand this is Disney trying to make some money off laziness. You know, people want something fresh, something new, not something rehashed because you can't be bothered to do anything else. And half of these live action remakes aren't even live action. Most of it is just CGI. How can they even call things live action? For people that watched the Snow White film, you know what I mean when I say that. 98% of the film looked like it was CGI. How can you say that's live action? It's garbage. So thanks to all the controversy surrounding the film and Rachel Zegler, I don't think we'll see another live action remake for quite some time. I know there's some that were released this year, but after that, yeah, we ain't gonna see any for so long. But it's not only the general public who are absolutely roasting Rachel Zegler, Snow White, Disney. Celebrities are also getting involved, such as Seth MacFarlane. The Daily Mail have reported exclusive Disney's panned Snow White movie starring Rachel Zegler faces fresh embarrassment over Seth MacFarlane dig. The panned Snow White remake has faced even further humiliation after it was dragged by Seth MacFarlane at NBC Universal's upfront on Monday morning. The box office flop starring Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler has suffered countless embarrassments ever since the project was initiated, right the way through to its subsequent release in March and beyond. And Family Guy creator Seth51 was the latest in line to publicly rip into the movie as he kicked off NBC Universal's upfront at Radio City Music Hall in New York City. Breaking into song at the network's special showcase event, he raved about why NBC is superior as he gleefully hit out at other streamers including Disney, Hulu and Netflix over their content. It was during this moment when he seized the opportunity to take aim at Snow White's CGI motion captured dwarfs. He sang, "Oh, you might be attracted by Disney for the magic that they have magically appear, but you'll feel fright when you see Snow White because the dwarfs look really effing weird." While Snow White ignited a plethora of controversies earlier this year, one major criticism from fans was how filmmakers had used computer-generated magical creatures for the dwarfs rather than hiring actors. Yeah, in Disney's bold move to try and be politically correct, they actually sabotaged their own film. They didn't want to hire dwarf actors because it didn't look right, whatever excuse they were using. Yet there were so many dwarfs out there who would have been happy to play a character in this film. You know, I thought the drama surrounding all this film would have stopped by now. I thought people would have grown tired of it. I thought there'd be no new headlines, but it seems like every few days now, there is something else. People will look back on these times and think, wow, what were they doing? What an absolute disaster for Disney. But does anybody care? Does anybody care? Nah, they brought it onto themselves. You know, they could have listened to the feedback. They could have listened to people saying, hey, look, this isn't good. But their egos and whatever else got in the way. And look what's happening now. But that is the end of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to leave your thoughts down below about all the news I covered. And once again, I said this in the previous video, for those of you wondering why the setup looks different, there might be more echo, etc, etc. I'm actually out in the States for 2 weeks or so. So this is what the setup will look like just for a few days whilst I'm out here chilling, having a great time, and during this time your support means more than ever. So once again, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, share this video. But until next time, it has been your host JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.